Welcome, everyone, to another episode of
Why the Long Face?
where Paul and I talk about...
What? Are you talking to me?
Yes.
We talk about, silly stuff. Nonsense.
Yes.
Rubbish.
It is. Rubbish. But...
Ooh, we're gonna get a copyright infringement on that.
Yeah, probably. But it is important to us, and that's what matters.
Important rubbish, yes.
Yes. So, Fear of the Walking Dead is starting to get really good. We're going to kind of talk about 2 episodes in this. Not that you guys care, but
Yeah.
so
Well, we have to recap the last 2.
yeah. So
Because they went 2 for the first one, 2 for.
yeah,
They released 2 for, and then we just got to get caught up with the last 2.
exactly. So the third season, the third episode was kind of good. It was just kind of more of a, more of the family trying to get inundated with that farm that they're in. So you could see Madison is trying to do a lot of power plays, which are she's trying to flirt with the psycho kid. So she's flirting with him because she knows that if anything goes down, she can try to.
Well, what's up with that?
Well,
Why is he gravitating towards her?
I don't know. Maybe because he doesn't have a mommy and he's looking for
Oh
a
yeah,
mommy
yeah,
figure.
yeah. That's it. That's what my wife was saying. He's looking for a mommy figure. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So he's looking for a mommy figure. So she's.
But didn't it seem a little bit like romantically interested, sort of?
Well, yeah. I'm sure it's more like, hey, I didn't have a mommy. She looks like a strong woman. Maybe she'll take care of me, type of thing. So maybe that's what he's looking for.
Is he suggesting MILF?
I think he has a little bit of MILF tendencies.
Okay.
Maybe he likes that, MILF thing. You never know. He's a young kid. He doesn't know any better. And obviously he's got issues.
But didn't he see the first 2 seasons that she's annoying?
I don't think he did, because if he did, he would have known better.
All right.
So, yeah, so we see that she's trying to get into that. Then she's trying to...
Well, she's playing like, okay, hey, whatever you want.
I'll do it.
Not like kind of not dumbing down, but agreeable. Like, yeah, we want to help. We want to do this. We want to do that.
Right. And then with the father, like, she knows his secret. Like, she knows that he was just a troubled man who was just trying to make money by selling these doomsday kits. And then, it kind of backfired because it came true.
But I kind of think he kind of generally likes her, not necessarily from what she's putting out there, but more like, hey, this is a more interesting person than what anybody else here is, kind of.
Well, she's a strong person, and he knows that a strong leader is needed, and he needs more strong people to lead rather than his 2 kids.
Yeah, because the one boy's a nut job.
Right.
But that's a weird relationship there. Like the one guy, I know my brother's crazy. I keep him in line.
Yeah, I keep him.
We all know he's crazy, but he's crazy. Fix it.
Like when he took
slap his hand.
Like when he took Nick out for hunting.
Yeah.
Like you knew. You knew he was going to kill him, and Nick knew.
And so
that.
did Nick.
Yeah, Nick knew that, and then he Nick turned it around on him, and then they're fighting and kind of wrestling, and Nick takes his notebook and starts ripping the pages out. And he's laughing while he's doing that, and then the crazy kid just goes, "I think we could be friends now."
Yeah, because he's got some screws loose too.
Yeah,
kinda.
Yeah.
Like that. That's crazy for you to do that, and that's something that almost like his brain can comprehend.
Right. Yeah. So,
but I was just like, Nick, why are you getting in the friggin' car?
I know. It was like, why are you? You know what's going to happen. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, and you get like, oh, well, you're looking at these old people have sex, or is that what you want to? Like, just walk away.
Yeah, he could have, but I think he wanted to confront him. He wanted to.
Because he is kind of a badass though.
Yeah, Nick.
He doesn't run away. He doesn't run away from shit anymore. Like I think he did his whole life with the drugs and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, Nick has turned himself around a little bit. He's actually turning into his mom.
Well, where the world is fucked up, that's like his place that he lived.
Right. Yeah.
So he's like competent in a sense in a fucked up world because that's what he's almost. He's used to the world being fucked up in a normal world. Now the normal world's fucked up.
Yeah.
So he's kind of suited for that type of.
Well, you know what it is. The
lifestyle.
The world is messed up, and now it's kind of caught up to him, in a sense where, hey, my world has always been messed up, and now all of a sudden the world has finally caught up to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I can relate to this.
And he's not all strung out now, so he's used to the chaos.
Yeah.
And having now being sober, forcibly sober.
Yeah.
He has the tools to cope.
Yeah. And then his sister, Alicia, where she goes to that prayer group.
I didn't know what to expect out of that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, are they like gonna kill her or something?
No, I knew they were gonna kill her. I just thought maybe there was a zombie down there that they were gonna scare her with.
Yeah, well, they did kind of.
Yeah,
they didn't scare her with, but they took out that head, and I was like, right away, I was like, what the fuck are you kids doing?
Yeah,
it's gonna the cage is gonna burst open, and it's gonna bite somebody.
Well,
all you need is those teeth. You don't need the rest of the body.
Right. It was kind of funny because you just knew once they started smoking pot, and I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah. As soon as I saw, it, I was like, okay, I seen it was all an act because she was kind of very forceful. Like, no, come on, why don't you do this and why don't you like they didn't let her say no.
Right. Yeah.
And the mom was like, great, try and fit in, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, because she
to facilitate our illusion of being with everyone, to be a good member of the flock.
Right. Yeah. So once they're just trying to integrate themselves into it. Madison is. I mean, she's trying to force everybody, and Nick just wants to get the hell out of there. Him and Lusania.
Well, the dude who's dead, Mike, he's dead. We know he's dead, and here's how I know he's dead. He's signed up for the new Avatar movie. He's going to be a main guy in the new Avatar movie.
Yeah, so
he's out. He's got to go do that.
Yeah, you could do that in a couple of weeks.
Nah, he's out. He's out of. He's no longer feared of the Walking Dead. He is the Walking Dead.
I don't know.
But I think they need another character in there. Well, I guess they got these people at this base.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's probably why they did that, to just kind of give you that filler.
I think they need another male character.
Well,
they need somebody to kind of replace him, so to speak.
Well, they do, and that gets us into episode 4, but let's continue on with 3 so we can get to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was already a part of the team.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. They're trying to replace. So then you have Victor, where they show...
And they put him kind of on the back burner almost.
Yeah. And they did, because Victor...
Because you're like, well, he's just going to stay there?
Yeah, because Victor is kind of a badass in his own sense.
Well, yeah, he adapts to the situation magnificently.
Yes, he does.
Like, not just like, oh, hey, nobody will see me. No, he adapts to the situation and then owns the situation.
Exactly. He will become whatever he has to succeed, which he's shown on many occasions, and even with any of the backstories that they showed of him, they showed.
But I mean, he's a smart dude. I mean, he's just not like it's not. It's a combination of natural charisma and smarts.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, they showed him going towards that dam to get the water. So they show that there's a dam where they get the water from, and I guess that's the currency now over there.
But I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was like, I better get hooked up with the water. I think it was more like how did he know that guy was there? Did they ever go into that?
No. He just, I think he might have heard whispers of it, and that's why he went, because he figured, I know this guy, he'll take care of me.
And that's what I think. I don't think he's like, oh, I need to be where the water is. I think he just knows. He just said, hey, this is somebody I could, I have past history with. I think I can get back into graces with him.
Right.
But how does he not know that this guy's pissed off at him?
I don't think he thought of that in that way. I just think he just.
Or maybe
thought,
this guy never let on. Like he never let his feelings be known. Like, hey, I don't like you, or you're fucking me over, kind of thing.
I think it was more like because in the old world, he made him money, so he put up with him. Like a lot of, I guess, and it might be just because you watch a lot of these movies, but it's always like whenever you see these gangsters and they're together, it's always, I don't really like that guy, but he makes me money, so I put up with him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that kind of situation that they were in where...
But is that real life, or is that just what the standard is now?
I think it might be just the standard.
I think we need to go out on a field trip, and we'll drive into a gang-laden area, and we'll just ask some questions. Hey, we just want to interview for our podcast.
Yeah. Do you mind answering some really good... Hey, you don't have to take that gun out. Hey, you don't... Hey, put that away.
Hey, stop being a jerk already and just answer my question.
God.
What are you, some kind of asshole?
God. I don't like when you pull out a gun on me.
I don't like you killing me like that.
But yeah, I mean, he owned this situation, and that's what he was trying to do again, and it backfired on him because he thought, hey, I'm going to be in with this guy. This guy's going to take care of me, and then I'll be okay.
Well, he was playing an angle, and apparently, and it was, dude. I didn't expect him to like. All right, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that at all.
No, I didn't expect that either.
And then how about that they throw you off the freaking dam into a pile of zombies.
Yeah.
They're other dead people, and they're just making more zombies and making more zombies and making more zombies.
Well, that's
awesome.
That's how you have to do it sometimes.
But they always, on both of these shows, because they're obviously closely related, Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, they always have a way to kind of utilize zombies in such an effective way that you wouldn't think would happen. Like, utilize them as tools.
Well, yeah, you use whatever you have available, and zombies are definitely a tool that you can use. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, if there was a lot of wolves around you and you're able to utilize them in your way, in any way you needed to.
Okay, but how would you utilize wolves in any way you would? Could you explain that to me?
Sure. You could use them as protection. You can use them for...
And why would they protect you and not attack
That's
you?
what I'm saying. If you could utilize them in a way... So what you would do is probably start by feeding them, getting them to trust you, and then once you do that, you become, quote-unquote, a part of their pact. Once they accept you as part of their pact, they'll protect you. So... you just got to own the situation and use it to your advantage, and that's what they do always with the zombies or the walkers or whatever you want to call them. They utilize them as tools and use them in the way that they can benefit
but that's
them.
what I was trying to say is those two shows just always amaze me with the ways that they come up with.
Oh,
the imaginative ways
to use this,
to utilize them. Well, yeah, like, oh shit, I wouldn't have thought that. I mean, how awesome is that? They throw them into this. They throw them off a bridge, and instead of letting them just splat, they fall onto another pile of zombies, and those zombies eat them, and they're all like mutilated, so they're not going anywhere.
No.
So it's just like almost like that thing in Star Wars where they threw, Boba Fett wound up falling into.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. It's a pit of teeth.
And it takes 7 years to digest.
Yes.
That's funny. Well, I mean, it was a really good episode, and the girlfriend...
Dude, I was like, when is she going to die already?
Yeah, I mean, she keeps...
How mean is that? That's not right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, All right, she is surviving a gunshot wound that would kill most people.
And she's like, oh, we gotta go. Okay, well, we gotta go back to my village. We gotta move on now.
Right, yeah.
Like, you were passed the hell out, and we've come up with a different plan.
Right.
Don't be making waves. We got a different plan also. Just lay there.
Yeah. Yeah, just stay there.
Mike, what's this construction you got
I
going on?
don't know. I guess the construction people came over and they're taking care of some stuff.
Sir, one more question. Before I finish putting up this drywall, shirt on or shirt off? I'm paying you good money. You better well take your shirt off.
Let me see. Take it off. More crack. More crack. Okay,
Leave it
perfect.
Mike, why are all these guys without their shirts on putting up drywall down there? But they put the drywall up, and then you have another company come in with their shirts off and take the drywall down.
Yes.
What is going on?
Yes. And it's a vicious cycle. It just keeps happening.
And you say, hey, guys, you can have all kinds of fun with your clothes off.
With your clothes off. Let's watch this racy cartoon.
Hey, wait, he doesn't have any pants on. Hey, guys, you can have all kinds of fun with your clothes off.
And that is the best. Hey, guys.
And if you think of that guy, he was pretty. I mean, he played all these like lovable characters, but man, that was creepy.
Yeah. Now, can you imagine a certain somebody that?
But wait, we gotta explain what we're talking about because maybe they don't know.
Well, I was just trying to contribute to that. Imagine a certain somebody that we knew that was a manager back in a 3-person franchise that we won't talk about. And you can imagine, hey guys, can you imagine all the fun you can have with no clothes on?
Let's do the oil with no clothes on.
Hey.
And he would just point to your taking your pants off. Just point.
Just
what do
point.
you want?
Just
Take
point.
your pants off.
Take them off.
Undo your belt. What do you want?
Yeah. Well,
That's it. I'm putting my clothes back on. I don't understand you.
yeah, but we're talking about the episode of Different Strokes where the bicycle owner of the bicycle
Hey, what was
shop.
What was the boy's name? It was Arnold. Was it
Arnold was the main kid.
Yeah.
So-
He was getting a bike from the dad, and he's like, hey, I think they picked it up, but they were going to soup it up or something. They were going to put all kinds of stuff on there. And it's like, hey, it's not going to be ready until your birthday, 2 weeks from now or something.
Yeah.
And so the boy, Arnold come down and he looked at it again, and he's like, hey, if you want to come by and I'll let you ride the bike around here. Your dad doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, come on in the back. I'm having some ice cream. Maybe didn't he lure him with ice cream or something?
I
Like,
forget
I'm
what
having
it
some
was.
ice cream. You want some ice cream?
He lured him with something that just
Food.
They
Because
just
he's like to eat.
yeah. And of course it was him and another kid. And of course what happens is
His buddy
Yeah.
that was real
and
scary.
of course it's always when 2 kids get in trouble, it's always the main character who gets out of it.
Yeah, he doesn't happen to him.
No.
But
The buddy gets caught up in the whole thing. And then I guess he drugged him. I think he drugged the kid.
did he?
Or either he drugged the kid or
I think he was taking pictures.
yeah, he was. He had the kid's clothes off, and he was not clothes off. It's just a shirt, and he was taking pictures of him. He was just like, "All right, let me be like a muscle man. All right, do this muscle pose," and he was taking pictures of him, and that's when the police
And
busted
then it
in.
was like Arnold didn't want to go to this store the one day for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he was starting to get weirded out by it, but the other boy's like, well, I'm going to go.
Yeah,
Because, hey, you're getting freaking ice cream, and he's treating you nice, and letting you watch cartoons, and, hey, sounds pretty good deal.
yep.
And
I'm there.
Bikes and stuff. Come on. Dude, I had an experience. Well, not really, but there was this place in my hometown, Kearney.
Mm-hmm.
There was a like a corner store that had some toys and stuff. And apparently there'd been some rumors or stories that the guy there like went after some kids or something weird happened. And I was like going there, walking past it, and I was like, man, it's really hot. I want to get myself a soda or something.
Mm.
So I stopped in there.
He was like,
And he's like, hey, what
Hey.
school are you from? He's like, hey, what school are you from?
"Haven't seen you around here before."
He was asking me all kinds of questions, and I was like, I'm out of here. But then I remember about the store at the top in big letters, toys. It was like, oh, we have cigarettes, we have this, and toys, and the biggest, boldest of all the other items that they were peddling there. Hey, wait, I'm old enough to read that. That says toys. I'm going in there.
Well, just like we had, and of course this is just a coincidence, but the Schwinn bicycle shop by us.
Holy crap!
The
You have a bicycle story?
Mm-hmm. It was the bicycle shop by us, which is still there, by the way. It's just not the same owner. He has an upstairs. Well, they have an upstairs where the guy lived. So he had So it was downstairs was the bicycle shop, and the upstairs is the actual living quarters.
So was it like a house with a, or like what was the upstairs? Like was upstairs just like a big open space? Like
No, it was an actual house upstairs.
Okay.
So the downstairs was the store, and the upstairs was, and who knows, years ago it probably was like a corner store or something like that they converted into the bicycle shop. So I remember I used to go there to get, whatever little things for the bicycle stuff. And
the fancy sport grips and the stickers, all kinds of stuff.
So I used to go there to get all that stuff, and never really paid any attention to the place. Just went in, got whatever I wanted, and got out. And then I heard rumors about the place, and I didn't really believe it. And then later on, he got busted because what he was doing was he was letting young boys who were running away from home live in his place. And whether or not he was doing things with them, I don't know.
It looks a little weird.
But he got put in jail. So something happened that they're not talking about or didn't publicize too much, or I probably didn't read. I just got to the part where he got put in jail. Who cares?
Here's what I think happened. You went over there. The guy never asked you to go upstairs, and you're like, I'm turning this guy in.
Something like that.
You lashed out.
I think
angrily.
It was something like that.
You don't want me to go upstairs with my shirt off? Fine, I'm turning you in. I don't like this place anyway.
I just showed up there and just shorts and and no shirt on. I'm like, hey.
He's like, get out of here, kid. Oh, that's it. I'm turning this place in.
No shirt, no service.
Oh.
Yeah. So before we get too much off on a tangent,
Why, you don't have any more bike stories?
No more bike stories.
Okay.
So we're going to go to episode 4 now, which is the newest episode of the walk.
But dude, wait. Episode 3 ends with
yes.
Victor in like locked up because it turned around. He thought, "Hey, I'm going to be in good." No, he almost killed him.
Mm-hmm.
He talked his way by the hair of his chinny chin out of it. They locked him up in some prison, and all of a sudden he's sitting there like, "What am I going to do?" All like dehydrated almost, because obviously there's water is the main currency,
right?
And somebody gives him a bottle, like one of those little like bottles of water.
The canteens.
Canteens. He's chugging it, and all of a sudden, a guy who we all thought was dead.
Yeah.
From season 2 or 1.
I think it was season 2.
2, because they were at that ranch.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I think you thought too, it was just his imagination.
Well, I was kind of arguing with you that it wasn't. I was saying to you, I think that's. Or no. I think I was telling you that I think I thought it was kind of strange that he was there. Like, is he really there? Because I thought he handed him the canteen, but you really didn't see who put the canteen down.
I wasn't sure if it was his imagination, or maybe it's, how sometimes in movies when they look at somebody and they're all delirious and they see somebody else, but it really is somebody else.
Right.
I almost thought it was that too. But then when they started to go into it, I'm like, that's him.
Yeah. Then you see it.
And then they went into this story.
Yeah. Then you went into Daniel and how he got to that place. Which was it was a kind of interesting story, though.
At the end of that episode, my wife hates him.
Really?
Because he turned that guy in.
Yeah, but he had to.
Well,
He had to, because if he didn't do that, more people would suffer because they wouldn't get the free water.
Well, she was just like, that guy helped you and you're turning him in, you're a jerk.
Yeah, but he was doing it for the greater good. Like, he knew.
She didn't feel it that way. She's just like, you could have, because he was hidden. That guy was hidden.
Yeah.
And then he found him and turned him in.
Listen, you tell your wife, she's got to look at these things objectively. She can't bring...
She's still, but still, from the other episodes, he's not a good dude.
No. Not in any way is he a good dude. But he did
He's
good.
trying.
Yeah, he did
He's
good.
trying to repent for his things, but he was in a previous life, dude, he was a very bad person.
Well, yeah, he was a, what are they, the CIA...
He was like a person that
killer.
gets information out of people. He
Yeah.
tortures them for information.
Right. And he didn't kill the guy, at least. He ended up killing the drug lord guy. But, I mean, some of the things he went through, like when he found that big zombie, and, he tried to kill it, and he couldn't, and he was going to accept death, and then the lightning bolt came down right on top of his head.
At that point, and not to throw religion around, but dude, he, like, my wife's like, God's not done with him yet. He's got a plan, because that was an act of God right there.
It was.
So he must have some greater purpose in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I was like, hey, maybe this is like, hey, you did all that stuff so you would be prepared for this life.
Yep.
This fucked up life. But that was messed up. He was done.
He was. He was just like, I give up. I know he's gonna kill me. I'm just gonna accept it because
that was funny.
And then that when that lightning bolt came down, I'm like, whoa! I mean, it was straight in the middle of the guy's head too.
Yeah. But that before we got to that point, when he's leaving after the whole thing, he practically walked what? A far distance.
Oh yeah, he did.
And I'm like, he looks like a zombie. They're not going to go after him.
Yeah.
And then he's hiding behind that bus, and the herd goes by, and that one chick is like, "Huh?"
Yep.
Turns around, and then I'm like, "Oh, dude, you're done."
Yeah. He couldn't even.
And then the dog comes out, barks, and saves him.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, and then that guy shows up, and I'm like, he's going to kill him. Thinking that he's a zombie, pretty much. He's laying there.
I mean, it's funny how he kept on getting saved.
But if you saw a body under, okay, we're in the post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse. You saw a body underneath a car starting to move all slow. You're like, that's a zombie. Kill it.
Well, because he heard him trying to struggle, like he was like, no, and then that's when he pulled him out, and then he was just like, hey.
Well, I wonder if he heard him prior to that.
But also, the guy was a little crazy anyway.
Oh, he was a little. So what was his deal? What was his? Did he say that he was like a priest or something?
Well, what is this? Daniel was
life?
talking to him and said to him, "Were you a pastor in a past life?" Because he preached. He kind of quotes a lot of, stuff that a preacher would, and then he, of course, being as crazy as he is, he said to him, "I've been many things." So it doesn't.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And then he's talking to him. You got to figure yourself. The good news. The good news is there's nobody here that can judge you. The bad news, he falls asleep.
Yeah,
it's everything else is the bad news. That's the answer.
The bad news.
But wait a minute. So what was the relationship between that guy and that chick that worked for
That was his daughter.
Oh, that was his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I must have missed that part.
Yeah.
I just thought she was like she was kind of helping him on the outside. Okay.
Well, you didn't know until well, I mean, there might have been hints, but you didn't really know until she went to go jump on him, and she was just like, no, and then she started saying "papa," and you're just like, okay, that makes sense. So why would she be hanging out with such a crazy guy? And how would he know exactly where the water is? And so yeah, so it was like it was a really messed up episode because you got to see a lot of what Daniel went through, and when she scraped all that dead flesh off his leg. Oh, I felt it.
Yeah. Oh, that was messed up.
Oh, I felt it. I was just like, oh. And you could just see how she was filleting it, and we were just like, oh. And she's like, try not to scream.
I thought she was gonna cut his leg off. At first, like, there's no way you can cut a leg off like that. But then I saw her. I was like, oh, she's gonna cut off the burnt and rotten part.
Yeah, you didn't get to read the subtitles because you.
Okay.
Because if you tried to read the subtitles, sometimes they went by a little quick. But yeah, what she was talking to him about, she's like, his leg is rotting away. We have the actual material from the pants are starting to stick to the flesh because it's rotting away. So she said we have to get rid of the dead skin to save the good tissue.
Yeah.
And then that's when they had decided, okay, we're gonna fillet the leg rather than cut it, because she said if we leave it any longer, then we are gonna have to amputate it. And then that's when Daniel's like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And then when she saw him when he saw the knife, he knew. He was just like, "Okay."
He's like, "All right, cut it off."
Yeah. He knew. He's just like, "All right, I'm just gonna brace myself."
Wonder how much I had to cut off of there.
Well, I'm sure it was a lot. I mean, you figure it's got to be a couple of layers.
Well, I wear a size 9 on this foot, and that one's a size 6.
It's the socks.
Yeah.
Now I use men's socks on this side and kids on this side.
There you go.
It was still a messed up episode because, and then after all that, he becomes the hitman for that guy.
Yeah.
And then that's how you see how he.
But what was funny is he was kind of like, okay, keep your head down. And that guy wanted to fuck with him. And he's like, I'm not. He doesn't take shit.
No.
And then that guy, like, he kind of knew something was up with it.
Yeah.
And then but how did he know to peel his chin and peel his lip and see that coated?
Probably because he's probably dealt with a lot of hitmen back in the day.
Maybe.
I mean, you can't be a gangster like that and not know some of that stuff. I mean, come on. It's all on all the web forums.
Oh, okay.
You got to go on all the gangster web forums and you'll see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The gang web?
Yeah. Gangweb.com. .org.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's right. Let me write that down.
And then, yeah, because that guy messed with him. And you could tell he wanted to mess with him so bad. Because
wait, which one? The
head of security.
That guy that like put his finger in the spam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell he just wanted to mess with him, and when he didn't stand up, he's like, "Oh, you're supposed to stand up for, the boss," and then he.
Yeah, but you think maybe he was digging that chick and he wanted to move in on that chick, and so now there's another guy kind of in the way, kind of thing.
I don't think it was more that kind of thing because she already had asserted her dominance over him anyway.
Okay.
But when he said to him, why didn't you stand up for the boss? And he's like, oh, that was the boss? I didn't know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Realistically, how is he going to know?
Yeah. He's like, I didn't know. So, and then he's like, well, next time you're supposed to stand up. And he's just like, yeah, okay. And he wasn't doing anything wrong, but the guy just didn't like his attitude, the way he took it, because it was just more nonchalant. He wasn't scared, because he knew if he wasn't scared, this guy needs to be broken. And he turned it around on him.
But I mean, it amazes me that guy is very unassuming.
He is, because he just looks like a
why
normal.
Why would you be afraid? Yeah.
He looks like what they would call a normal little poppy.
Yeah. I mean, he was ready to kill that guy though.
He was.
He had the hammer out. I mean, that was a serious fucking hammer too.
I know.
And then my wife's like, "Why is he doing it?" I was like, "He's gotta do it."
Yeah. I mean, he's the one. This is why I'm saying, and what we were talking about before about episode 3, where you said they need another male.
But I don't think he fulfills that same role because he's not.
He's not sensible.
He's not the brain. That guy was smart. the other guy. What was his name? Travis.
Travis.
Travis was smart. He was like a teacher or something, right? Or a
Yeah,
professor
he
or
was some
something.
kind of.
So he was
history
smart.
teacher or
I mean,
something.
not that this guy isn't. He's clever and street smart, but it's just I don't know if it's the same.
There's a difference.
Piece.
Travis was
Yeah.
more, hey, what can I use my smarts for to get me out of trouble in a way that I can talk my way out? Kind of like
Yeah, less
violence.
damage
Yeah.
and more. Yeah, less violence.
Yeah,
That's it.
kind of like Victor would. Like Victor would try to talk his way out of something. Where Daniel is more of a, okay, what can I do to inflict the most damage so that way I don't get messed up? You know, because it was more, he's more of a, I react to a situation where Travis is more, I'm going to think of the situation. But I think he would work well with Madison because of, you know, it would be again this whole Rick and
Michelle.
not Michonne, the what's his name,
Daryl?
Daryl, because
Well, wait a minute. What about his daughter that he was looking for? I don't remember. Is she dead or she took off?
I think she took off.
Wasn't it like right when they were trying to search the hotel? She just vanished
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah, yeah, I think she took a Jeep and took off.
And they're like, oh, she left.
Yeah,
So she's gonna come back.
yeah, because I think she went to go look for her dad.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, because she's
Or she expressed, hey, I want to do this, and like, no, let's do this first, and she just took off.
yeah. So I think she went to go look for her dad. So she might end up going to or being close to where the dad's at anyway.
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course they'll all meet at the ranch or get into a situation where
Yeah, but at the end of this episode, though, dude, the main guy's dead.
of course
They took him out.
Yeah, so they're going to take
so
over.
what's gonna happen now?
Well, you know Victor will take over cuz you know Victor's good at
Yeah, but he's not a. That guy was scary. That's why he was in charge.
Well, you got to remember, one of two things is going to happen. Victor's going to take over and do what he's got to do to release the water to people.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to run away.
Or do something to the dam burst and then take off, or something like that. They're gonna do something to give the people something
Right.
as a distraction and get away. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
I mean, they can't burst a dam because if they did that, you know, a lot of people could die. But I think they would release the water to everybody. I could see them doing that because they closed off a lot of the pipes.
So did they know that water was being, that one that every day at 5:00 it turns on?
Mhm.
Did they know that was happening? Is that what they were investigating? Like, hey, there's some kind of.
Well, what they saw was that the water... I guess somebody was investigating the pipes and the water usage.
Really?
And they were seeing that the water usage was a little bit higher than it should be.
Yeah, but if they don't have computers, how are they keeping track of
Well, I think it's all, using the gauges.
gauges?
Yeah. So everything's under pressure. Everything's under...
They got to have somebody who used to work at that damn place to be.
Oh,
able
of
to-
course. I'm sure they probably
accurately.
do. She said she used to work there, I think.
Oh, okay.
So she was an engineer or whatever it was. She knew how the whole piping worked. Because she was the one that turned it on at 5 o'clock.
She turned it on at 5?
Yeah.
I thought it was like I thought it was an automatic thing, like a timer or something.
No, she was the one who turned it on at 5
Oh.
o'clock. That's why they couldn't reveal what was happening, because if they knew it was her who was turning it on at 5 o'clock, then people would die. That's the whole thing. Because then they would close off the pipe. They would kill her and then
Right.
close off the pipe. Because she knew that pipe was working at a certain time. Like, either she set it up that way or she knew it was happening and didn't shut it off. But whatever the case may be, she was aware of it. And because she was aware of it, she was going to die. And then they were going to turn off the pipe. And then,
Yeah.
So it worked out where, that's why Daniel did what he did, and it might not have been a decision that most people would have liked, but
Yeah.
he did what he knew would save people. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
No, that's Star Trek.
No, that's actually...
The needs of the Spock outweigh the needs of the rest of the ensigns with the red shirts. Hey, Captain, over here! Ah!
Well, if you don't have a red shirt, you're going to die.
Captain, I found something. Ah! As a kid, I remember hey, every time there's a guy I've never seen before,
he's going to die.
dies. I remember as being a young kid still watching. I was like, hey, there's a pattern.
It's always a red shirt. It was always funny because I remember watching a lot of the reruns when I was younger. And I'd sit there and as soon as you saw a red shirt, you were just like, oh, he's going to die.
Yeah, but it was hey, Captain Kirk's going. Dr. McCoy's going. Spock. One of the chicks is going. And then this guy I've never seen before is going.
Yep.
For no reason.
Let's take Ensign, whatever his name is. It doesn't matter. He's going to die.
Now, what about that new series that Seth MacFarlane's going to have? That's based on a Star Trek spoof.
Yeah. I actually watched the trailer of it.
Yeah. I watched it.
And it looks funny.
But is that the funniest parts?
It could be.
I don't see him as the captain. He's too bumbling.
But that's the point. He's one of those bumbling type of...
But I don't see him as a leading
man.
Yeah, he's more like a somebody that
supporting it.
Helps. Yeah, not leading, but whatever.
Well, you know what's probably going to happen, and of course this happens in most of these series, where you have somebody like that. Well, not series, but in this type of scenario where you have a bumbling fool of a person who's in a role of leading. What'll happen is you have probably the first mate, who's probably a female, who really runs the ship and makes him look good. And then he just...
Well, I thought they're co-captains or something like that. The preview kind of made it seem like that. She shows up and she's also equal rank or something.
I don't remember because I watched the trailer a while ago. So, but what it is that she probably carries him and makes him look good, and he takes all the credit for it. And then one of two things will happen: either he lets it happen, or he learns how to become his own man, and learns how to captain on his own. But
that's not funny.
That it's not funny. So, speaking of shows and movies and stuff like that, I went to go see The Mummy.
Yeah.
And
how was it? Did you like it or you didn't?
I actually liked it, and the reason why I liked it, because a lot of the critics really butchered it. I mean, they
tore it up.
Tore it apart. And one of the reasons why they tore it apart is because I think they were expecting a Tom Cruise movie where he's serious. Because, Tom Cruise doesn't do too many comedies.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah.
He's Action Man now.
Right. And this...
Well, actually, no. You know what? That's not 100% accurate because there's been movies he's been in where he wasn't Tom Cruise that he was funny. He wore, Matt, he was some bald-headed guy in the one movie with the... What was that?
Yeah, I know which one. Where it was a movie based on a movie.
Yeah. With Ben Stiller.
Yes.
And Joe.
And Jack Black.
Jack Black, yeah.
So, yeah, in those roles, he played somebody kind of silly, but you didn't know it was him if you didn't really know it was him.
It wasn't a Tom Cruise character yet. He was playing somebody else.
Right. But it was based off of the Brendan Fraser franchise.
Really? I didn't think it was going to be that, because that's the worst.
Well...
The reason I say it's the worst, and here's my reason.
Okay.
If you own TBS, if you have the TBS channel, it's on every other week.
Well,
They own it.
okay.
Every time you flip past TBS, it's the fucking Mummy. Or coming up next, the Mummy.
Well, probably because you've been oversaturated with it. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't watch it all the time,
I'm not saying it was a horrible movie. It just is like, all right.
yeah, because it was kind of based off of his character. So what it is he's a thief. Spoiler alert: he's a thief for the military, and
A thief for the military.
well, not for the military. He's in the military.
He's
but
stealing from the military.
No, not from the military. What he's doing is he's doing reconnaissance for the war.
He's also pocketing stuff.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's finding artifacts and stuff like that and then selling it on the black market.
Okay. So he's using his job to get into these places and make himself rich.
Right. Now, the military kind of know that he's doing it, and they kind of let him. Well, not that they let him, but they don't have proof enough to let him to court-martial him or send him home. Because I guess he's good at what he does. He was a decorated, war. I guess I don't want to say veteran because he's not a veteran, but he's decorated, and he's got all kinds of classifications and stuff like that. So, when you're highly ranked as he was, I guess they gave him a little bit of leeway and he ran with it. So they find the whole mummy thing, and kind of unleash the mummy by mistake, and then the whole thing spirals downwards from there. But it was just kind of funny, like some of the things that they did, like they were talking, and like at one point they're just like, "We're gonna have to kill him." He's like, "Kill who?" And then Russell Crowe's like, what?" Like, like he's not even like acknowledging that he said it. He's like, what? He's like, "We're gonna have to kill him." He's like, "Kill who?" And he's like, what?
So the mummy is a queen.
She was an Egyptian.
I thought it was the king was the one that was cursed, or the one that did all that.
She was an Egyptian princess who was being groomed to become the queen. Because the king only had nothing but females.
Oh.
So
you mean his heirs were only females?
Right. All his heirs were females. Okay. So she was being groomed as the eldest to become the next queen. So she was going to inherit all of Egypt and blah, 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 blah. And what happened was his last heir was a son. So because of that, she was enraged because he was going to inherit everything and she was going to lose everything that she wanted. So she made a pact with, I guess, Anubis to kill. She was going to. The pact was she was supposed to kill, to get the power to kill her family so that she could take over. Which he did. He gave her that, so she killed the baby. She killed the father. She killed all the sisters in the harem. And then what happened was, as she was going to release Anubis into a human body, because that was the deal that she made, that if she got the power, she would unleash Anubis. Then they trapped her and put her in a sarcophagus and put her away. So at that point, they, this is how the whole lore becomes what it is, and she's alive still in that sarcophagus for all this time, and then when she gets loose, she's able to suck the souls out of men to become whole again. So it was kind of based off like that the Brendan Fraser one. It just wasn't as silly as the Brendan Fraser, but it was still kind of comical. Like it had its little funny points, and they tried to make it not so serious.
Oh, okay.
So it was good because it wasn't like the 1940s or 60s or whatever kind of mummy, where it was a real serious portrayal of something scary and dark. It was still scary and dark, but it wasn't portrayed as a funny.
If you watch, I mean, now it's hard to watch those movies and take them seriously, other than for that nostalgic classic. But back then, that was like, that was like scary. Oh, that was scary. I mean, Blacklight. I mean, his makeup, is like, I mean, even to this day, it's pretty freaking cool too. I mean, the way they aged his face and all that stuff. You don't go, oh, look at this.
Right.
I mean, actors used to be in like. Would be put into makeup, but then they had to, like, I don't know.
They had to
live
it.
You kind of know what I'm saying?
Live it.
Yeah. And now it's more like Lego, snap it on.
Yep.
Okay, now do your acting.
Mm-hmm.
But back then it was like he was that.
Right. Yeah, it was just
like that one movie with the
Nosferatu.
Yeah, where the guy took it too serious and he actually killed somebody.
Yeah. Well,
dude, that. And I think it's based on I think it's like kind of a fictitious telling of that story. Right. But dude, that original Nosferatu vampire, dude, scariest vampire ever.
Even till this
day. That black and white, all, and his teeth are all kind of fucked up too. But God, oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
big long fingernails.
I can't. I watch it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, I watch it now and I'm like, ooh,
man.
Ooh.
Like when they did, you saw the Salem's Lot, right? You saw that?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of remade it, and they put it like they made him green or something, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because he was kind of like, and it was like, it's not as scary.
No, it wasn't.
But man, that is the
when he comes up from that coffin, and
even just creeping up the stairs, it's all dark, and all you see is just the white hands and the white face and the claw. Oh man, forget about it.
Yeah, when what's his name played him? The one that was in Spider-Man that played the Goblin.
Yeah. Shit.
I'm spacing out on his name.
Yeah. Oh, Dafoe.
William Dafoe. Yes, when he played him, oh my God, he did such a good job.
He did it. Yeah, they took that and they just made it like because I remember I should watch that because I remember like when you have HBO, you turn it on and it's already playing, so you never get to see the whole damn thing unless you try to go out and see. So I remember like flipping like, oh yeah, let me check this movie out. He's like sitting with they're like camping outside of the castle where they're filming it,
right?
And he like grabs a bird or something and eats it.
Yep.
And so I guess for him to really embrace the role, does he like kills? Like he actually bites somebody or goes after somebody?
I think the whole thing was that they got him, and I think that the whole point of the whole thing was he believed he was a real vampire. So I think either he was a real vampire or he believed it so much that he just was in makeup and in that whole character the whole time.
But I think they like wanted him because he was wacky.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Because it's, what's it, In the Shadow of the Bat or something? Or In the Shadow of the Vampire or something like that? I gotta watch
it was something like that, yeah. But it was still a good movie. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like I said, when you have HBO and you're flipping through the channels, you always come upon... Dude, I always used to I would always come upon the same movie 5-minute intervals.
Yep.
Like, hey, I saw this 2 days ago, 5 minutes, and this is like 5 minutes earlier or 5 minutes later from that other point.
Right. Yeah.
Damn you, HBO.
Damn you. Well, all right. Well, we should end it at this point.
What do you mean? End it all?
End it all. But we have to end it by saying, Preacher's back.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
Did we discuss Wonder Woman?
We did discuss
it. Wait a minute. We discussed Wonder Woman in every...
we have to discuss it every episode. Let's talk about her outfit. Let's just talk about her outfit, though.
I forgot if we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
All right, so... thanks once again for listening to us.
Yes.
I know we babble on once in a while and we can get into some nonsense, but
But this is the important stuff. This is the stuff you don't get to see in the movie version.
Exactly. See, this is what makes us lovable scamps.
This is the raw version, uncut.
This is uncut. Just like a penis, just uncut.
What? Jesus.
So
you need a cold shower.
I'm Mike LeBoy, and he's
Paul Romanek.
And we'll see you soon.
Thanks again.
All right. Bye.
We're out.
We are out.